John, you're on with Outlaw Dave in Houston.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, my brother, what's happening?
Hey, it's Outlaw Don, Outlaw Dave. There we go.
All right, so the 50-year legacy tour. Did you ever believe we'd be saying that?
Oh man, I couldn't. I can't believe it. We were neighborhood guys. You know, we started out had day jobs, and we ended. You know, we made all our mistakes in public. You know, so this many years later, it's pretty surreal to be this far into the future here. Waiting for my jetpack. Where's our personal jetpacks they promised us? You know.
Do you think you'd made it this far if everybody had had cell phones and cameras back in the 70s when you guys were really tearing it up to start out?
I'm glad we didn't back then. There was some wild times, but you know, we've all mellowed out now, and everybody's married and settled down. But we still roll down the road. But we bring the party, man. We're up there. It's a celebration every night. We actually still like each other all this time. Isn't that funny?
That's more than I can say about most marriages.
That's right. Well, man, it's kind of like being married to five other guys, you know. But yeah. But yeah, we have a good time. Like even the crew, we're all family, you know. So we go out. We do 100 cities a year, every year. So it's been a great ride. I mean, we see the instant reaction to people. We're singing along. They're high fiving each other. My sound man, John, he said, "Man, sometimes I got to turn you up out there because the crowd is singing louder than you are."
Yep.
You know. So that's a great time, you know. It's a good job to bring that kind of joy to people, you know.
And that's magical when you get that energy from the crowd.
Yeah, we were young boys with a dream, just like anybody, you know, neighborhood guys, and we always wanted to do this. So we're living the dream now. So we decided we put a milestone, commemorate this milestone, 50 years, with a new album called Milestone. I couldn't think any other name to call it, but yeah, it's a great collection of songs, real diverse. We wanted to bring a modern, you know, version of 38 Special in 2025. If you offer the same thing that was that many years ago, sometimes people will say, well, it's just the same thing. So we wanted to kind of take a different direction. The new single, All I Haven't Said, is kind of indicative of that different direction, but it's not really representative of the whole album because there's a lot of rock banger songs on there. It's all different diverse songs. So, you know, we put it together between touring. You know, I had to jump into get the studio time and then jump back out on the road and do, you know, 6 or 7 more cities. And so it's pretty daunting to try to do it that way, you know, but we're glad that we got it to the finish line.
So we're talking about Milestone. It's coming out in September. The first single, All I Haven't Said, just listen to it. And as you say, now it's a poignant song. And it's got a 38 Special vibe to it. But when we talk about the album coming out in the fall, you've got Pat Monahan from Train. You got Randy Bachman's on it. And then the guy from Survivor, and I can't remember his name. But so you brought in all your friends on this.
Yeah, Jim Peter is an
Yes.
old friend, old songwriting partner from Survivor. Yeah, he wrote Eye of the Tiger, #1 around the world and everything, and all the Survivor hits and everything. But just a beautiful person, you know. He's a real giving guy. And my songwriting partner, I was flying back and forth to Chicago. I was in January in Chicago, wrong place to be in the middle of January. The rental car is covered with ½ inch of ice, you know.
Right.
But, so all those, so Pat, he had done Hold On Loosely with Joe Bonamassa, and he just did like a YouTube video, and he got like 800,000 hits on it. And I was in the middle of doing an album, and I reached out to his manager. I said, would he consider doing singing a duet with me on one of these songs? And he got a hold of him. He said, I absolutely would love to do that. He said, I've been a fan for all his life and everything. And so it just turned out we made a new friend, and he crushed it, man. That's the second single. It's called Slightly Controversial. And he just did a great job, both of us in the studio, you know, throwing back and forth. But that'll be a big banger song. That's different from All I Haven't Said. But, you know, like I said, all the songs are diverse from each other, completely different. We wanted to take the a risk. Just throw it all out there and take some risk.
Got to ask Monahan the next time you talk to him. The venue that we're going to be at this weekend for your 50-year legacy tour, along with Kansas, we're calling it our radio station's Eagle Fest. And a million years ago, and I'm talking like 25 years ago, we did another one of these big festivals. And afterwards, we went to a house party. And there was a steel band playing on some big Live Nation executive's patio. And Monahan jumps up and he just wowed. This is like, 1 o'clock in the morning. And he just wowed this crowd. And I fell in love with him then. He's such a charismatic and talented individual.
He is. Yeah, just a sweet guy. He was from Erie, Pennsylvania, and I said, man, my wife was from Pittsburgh. She used to take vacations up there, so he always kind of, harkens back to his hometown. He lives up in Washington now, but they were just in Australia. Then he went to Europe and everything. So we're trying to get him to be on the video for the next single.
Yeah,
I can get his schedule straightened out. But just a sweet guy. I sent him. He just moved. I sent him a big housewarming present for helping out the record. He didn't ask for a dime. Just said he said love to do it. So we look forward to doing some things in the future. I said, man, let's try to throw some ideas together. We might scare up a song, And so he's into that too.
You guys remastered and re-released Hot Night at the Juke Joint, a performance in Dallas right before, I think it was during the pandemic. It was interesting because somewhere before the pandemic, and this is in the late 2016, 2017, you finally got to release your solo album that you did like almost 30 years ago.
Yeah, A&M Records was sold to Polygram for like $1 billion, and everybody that had an album it was the kiss of death. Janet Jackson had an album on the shelf, and everybody just because all the staff left and the company was sold, so it was it was pretty deflating there to put all that work in and not be able to put it out. So just to make a long story short, we tried to find some way to get it released, and it actually became an import from Australia. Melodic Rock Records guy Andrew McNeese got a hold of me. He said, we got to get this record out. It's just crazy that it's been sitting that long. So I said, well, good luck, try to get the masters and all. But I had one master tape in my basement. My son had been playing it, and I remember it had red ink on the box, and I found it and sent it, and we remastered it and put a lot of nice pictures and everything. It's called Ride the Storm, and it's got a lot of different songs on that as well. And it ended up with 5 stars and all across the UK and Japan and everything. So they were sitting on something that was a golden piece of music there, and so.
So not like Don Barnes at 38 Special has been putting out music over the last 5, 6, 7 years, but it's been 20 years in the making. The brand new album, Milestone, is coming out in September. We just heard the first single, All I Haven't Said, and we get a chance to see them this weekend out of the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion, along with Kansas on the 50-year Legacy Tour. Don, in my youth growing up, you guys coming out of the South, Skinner, Marshall Tucker, Molly Hatchet, and 38 Special, that was the sound of my youth that I took with me as I traveled the world in the United States Army. Southern rock was my banner and my heritage, and I'm so forward looking to you guys this weekend.
That's great. Well, come back and say hello. I'd love to see you there.
You know I will. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this weekend, Eagle Fest, more tickets on the way. Don Barnes, 38 Special, rock it into the night.